Good, happy Saturday morning, February 5th, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Saturday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Saturday morning, so let's get started right now. First up, crews work to clear New Hampshire roads of slush and icy mix. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
I will do anything I can to be the voice of people that don't understand you got to get vaccinated.
We got to wait.
Well, Tom, I can tell you from experience driving here, the roads are slippery, they are slushy, but crews have been out since 5 this morning. You can actually see some of them behind me, and they are expected to be out until 5 on Saturday for 24 hours of work there, keeping the roads safe. But officials with the DPW say the snow emergency will continue for the night. Accumulation for this storm started early. Deputy Public Works Director Tim Claudery says it started with rain. He explains they usually use brine machines to pre-treat roads for ice, but this time the rain would wash it off. Of course, Saturday's nor'easter remains in many of our minds. Clardy says this storm isn't the same light and fluffy snow we saw then.
They all create their own individual challenges. This one started with rain, makes the snow a little bit heavier, and my understanding is we're going to get some pretty cold temperatures. So if we don't get the roads completely cleared, that has a potential to freeze, which can cause other icing issues on the road.
Issues with the DPW say 50 pieces of equipment will be out there tonight trying to keep roads.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Dangerous driving conditions in New Hampshire led to crashes and slide-offs. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
When you're launching a home improvement project, quality lumber from our drive-through lumber yards makes all the difference. At Bill Tate's Building Supply, you'll find a wide selection of the lumber and building materials you need for any project.
Visit us at belltates.com or any of our 9 locations.
Throughout the day, crews have worked to keep the roads and sidewalks clear in Lebanon. In the Upper Valley, they were dealing with snow that fell starting overnight. Drivers might have noticed a little coating of snow on the roads. The Public Works Director says that was by design.
We put a salt brine on the roads around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock last night, and that'll just prevent a ice barrier from forming. So right now as the day progresses, we'll get down to bare pavement.
Traffic was light. The Public Works Director saying that drivers were heeding the request to stay off the roads. But despite the snow, the buses were running. One driver saying he could recall only twice in the last 20 years when they were grounded. Every manner of machine was being used to remove the snow. Rich Adams was doing it the old-fashioned way and dealing with changing conditions when it came to the snow.
I think this morning is a little bit more grainy, like a little bit more icy, and now it's starting to get a little bit more fluffy.
While you probably wouldn't think of riding a bike during a snowstorm, it didn't bother this person. The snow was also just what 6-year-old Nora and 3-year-old Max ordered. Nora's school, one of hundreds in the state that canceled classes.
I love the snow day. It's the kids have off from school. I get to spend time with them. We live close by, so I decided to take them up to the park. I pull them around town in the sled. If we hear laughs and see smiles, I think that's all that matters to me.
Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Improvements made to find psychiatric to evaluate suspects in New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
So, you need a new roof, but you have so many questions. Should I get a metal roof or asphalt shingles? Are the materials...
Last May, News 9 Investigates reported on a statewide shortage of psychiatrists who evaluate the dangerousness of suspects charged with crimes. Since then, one county attorney says the process has improved significantly.
It wasn't widely known that there was this problem, and so once it became more widely known that there was a problem like this, we were able to come up with a solution.
The issue came to light after an alleged sexual assault in Manchester. Murray Deal was in jail on an unrelated case, but News 9 Investigates discovered that because prosecutors could not get the required psychiatric evaluation within a 90-day window, Deal was released. 2 days later, Manchester police say he attacked a woman at a cemetery. A hearing was scheduled in his case for today, but was canceled. Belknap County Attorney Andrew Livernois says since that case came to light, the Attorney General's office worked with all 10 county attorneys to come up with a list of psychiatrists and nurse practitioners who can do the competency evaluations.
I had a case just this month of a defendant who was found not competent and not restorable and dangerous. And I reached out to the Attorney General's office. We were able to line up a psychiatrist to do the evaluation. That was done in a timely fashion.
In a statement, Attorney General John Formella says we will not be complacent and will continue to work hard to build on the progress we have made.
So it's working. It's actually working quite well now.
The Belknap County attorney says they are still looking at the system as a whole to see if there are legislative fixes that still need to be made. But that's a long-term goal, and in the short term, these improvements are working. Reporting live, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Two lawsuits against youth detention center thrown out for lack of specifics. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
When you're launching a home improvement project, quality lumber from our drive-through lumber yards makes all the difference. At Bill Tate's Building Supply, you'll find a wide selection of the lumber and building materials you need for any project.
Visit us at beltates.com or any of our 9 locations.
The suits are just 2 of more than 450 filed against the state, alleging abuse at the Sununu Youth Services Center, formerly called the Youth Development Center. The allegations span 6 decades and name more than 150 current and former workers, accusing them of physical and sexual abuse. All of the plaintiffs are represented by the same attorney, Russ Riley from Bedford, and many of the lawsuits are nearly identical, but include very few specifics which could prove to be an issue. In December, the state began filing motions to have roughly 40 of the suits against them and against the agency that oversees the Sununu Youth Center dismissed. This week, Judge Andrew Schulman agreed to dismiss 2 of those complaints, writing of one that, quote, the plaintiff did not say anything about what he specifically experienced, and saying the complaint, quote, consists of nothing more than invective and bald conclusions. The judge is now giving the plaintiff 30 days to amend the complaint and allege more specific facts. Riley says he and his client intend to do just that, saying in a statement to News 9, quote, the time has come for the state to acknowledge what it did to these kids, apologize to them, and accept full responsibility for their abuse. Until that happens, we will never stop fighting for these brave survivors, no matter what obstacles and hurdles the state tries to throw in our way.
And while only 2 suits were dismissed for now, attorney Russ Riley tells News 9 that he does plan to amend all 450-plus lawsuits and list more specific facts in the next couple of months. He says these cases aren't going anywhere. Live in studio, Scott Cook, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire's first black sheriff joins the ranks of history makers. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
As one of the region's largest family-owned energy providers, Eastern Propane and Oil notes.
Oh my gosh.
Stratford
Stafford County Sheriff Mark Brave is the only African-American sheriff in the state. At 35 years old, his accomplishment is more than a career milestone. It's a mark in history.
Because once it hit me that I had won, it was like, okay, like now all eyes on me, game on.
During his campaign, he says he wasn't sure that he would make it this far.
You know, it was tough for law enforcement. On top of that, I'm campaigning as a black person in this state or in this county. You know, with the George Floyd murders, you know, COVID kind of dangling over our heads at the time, just the political environment with the presidential stuff, and so it was a tough. Our county was divided in that aspect on the federal level.
Now proud to join the ranks of African American firsts in New Hampshire, Sheriff Brave hopes to inspire the next generation. Another history maker in the Granite State is Wentworth Cheswell, the first African-American man to be elected into public office in the United States. In 1768, Cheswell was elected as town constable of Newmarket, the first of many positions.
After he was elected, he served his community in some way for every year of his life but one. He was constable, the school teacher, selectman, assessor. He was the moderator.
Efforts are underway in Concord right now to honor Cheswell for his contributions. House Bill 1586 would display a likeness of Cheswell inside the State House. Following in Cheswell's footsteps, Sheriff Brave says he hopes his story inspires more Granite Staters.
As long as you have self-motivation, regardless of the color of your skin, you're going to get through, you know, to your goals.
Alyssa Ali, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Former Vice President Pence speaks out on January 6th investigation. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Welcome aboard the Disney Bundle. To your left, blockbuster hits with Disney Plus, then Hulu for laughs and drama. Next, nonstop sports with ESPN Plus. All aboard the Disney Bundle. Upgrade your entertainment with Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus for just $13.99 a month.
Former Vice President Mike Pence late today striking back at former President Trump, saying President Trump is wrong to say that Pence, as vice president, had the right to overturn the election. Pence then saying there is almost no idea more un-American. It comes on the same day the Republican Party went after two members of Congress for continuing to ask questions about who helped plan and orchestrate the January 6th attack. Here's our chief Washington correspondent, Jonathan Karl, on the former vice president and what he said.
Tonight, something we have never heard before from Mike Pence, declaring Donald Trump is wrong when he said that as vice president, Pence had the right to change the outcome and could have overturned the 2020 election.
I heard this week that President Trump said I had the right to overturn the election. But President Trump is wrong. I had no right to overturn the election. The presidency belongs to the American people and the American people alone. And frankly, there is no idea more un-American than the notion that any one person could choose the American president.
On January 6th and in the days before, the former president put enormous pressure in private and in public on Pence to overturn the election.
I hope Mike is going to do the right thing. I hope so. I hope so. Because if Mike Pence does the right thing, we win the election.
Today, Pence said that doing what Trump demanded would have been a clear violation of the U.S. Constitution, delivering a warning to his own party.
I understand the disappointment many feel about the last election. I was on the ballot. And the truth is, there's more at stake than our party or political fortunes. Men and women, if we lose faith in the Constitution, we won't just lose elections. We'll lose our country.
But just hours before Pence spoke, the Republican Party went in the other direction, voting at their annual meeting to censure the two Republican members of Congress who were taking part in the January 6th investigation.
The censure resolution condemned Congressman Adam Kinzinger of Illinois and Liz Cheney of Wyoming for, quote, participating in a Democrat-led persecution of ordinary citizens engaged in legitimate political discourse. In response, Congresswoman Cheney tweeted this video of the attack on the Capitol. This was January 6th, Cheney wrote. This is not, quote, legitimate political discourse. After the resolution passed, the RNC put out a statement insisting that they weren't referring to the violence at the Capitol as legitimate political discourse, despite the words of its resolution. But, David, it is unclear what, quote, ordinary citizens it refers to, Cheney and Kinzinger allegedly persecuting, if not those that attacked the Capitol. We've asked, but we haven't heard a clarification about who or what they were talking about.
All right, Jonathan Carl live in Washington. John, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that is a look at your news coverage for today. Now we're going to switch gears and let's go into weather. Weather right now is mostly cloudy, 16 degrees, feels like 0 degrees out there. Very cold out there today. With a full weather forecast, let's go to meteorologist Haley LaPointe. Good morning, Haley.
I will do anything I can to be the voice of people that don't understand you got to get vaccinated.
Hi, everybody. I'm meteorologist Haley LaPointe. Here's an update on your weekend forecast. This messy storm system we had Friday, it's out of here. But still, cleanup underway. Watch for slippery roads, sidewalks, icy conditions. It should improve as we go through the weekend, though temperatures will remain below freezing pretty much all weekend long. But we'll see some sunshine. It'll be dry for the most part, especially on our Saturday. Watching Monday, especially in the evening commute time could be troublesome with light snow and wintry mix moving through central and southern areas primarily. There was some heavy snow that fell with this storm system, and then in the southern half of the state, it was sleet pretty much all day long. But here were some of the higher snowfall totals. 16 inches in Lisbon, Whitefield about 15, 14.5 in Madison, Lyme 14, 12 inches in Center Ossipee. One of the bigger snowstorms we've had through the North Country this season, which is excellent for ski conditions and snowmobiling. Everything looking great for winter outdoor recreation across the northern half of the state. Travel impacts this morning, medium threat because of just what's left over and hasn't been cleaned up yet, especially secondary roadways, the walkways. By this afternoon, this evening, low impacts. Sunday looks fine, no impacts with travel. But then as we get into Monday, especially in the evening hours, there may be some mixed snow and rain showers moving through. Today, temperatures will be cold. Teens north to the 20s through central and southern New Hampshire, but a lot of sun. Problem is the wind will be active, too. It'll be gusting upwards of 20 miles per hour, so that will make that 21 feel more like 1 in many instances. But yes, we do see a lot of sunshine through the day today. Excellent ski and board conditions, bright and breezy, so it'll be cold when you're sitting on those lifts, but temperatures get into the teens later on this afternoon with the full sunshine. Any lingering snow showers or just little flurries have moved away, and the storm system is offshore. Big area of high pressure setting in for the weekend, which means we see a lot of sunshine. But cold air has been streaming down behind this system, too. You can see Chicago at this hour at 6 degrees. So that's kind of a preview of some of the colder air we'll have, especially tomorrow morning. So today and tomorrow, temperatures in the 20s, but then we do climb back up closer to average and even above freezing by Monday and Tuesday with highs in the mid-30s. Today, sun, but breezy. Then as we get into our Sunday, we'll see sun to start, a few clouds moving through. It's even possible we get a few ocean effect snow flurries right at the coast through our Sunday, but not amounting to much, if anything. Then on Monday, we're mostly cloudy. And watch this. In the afternoon, say after 3, 4 o'clock, we'll likely see some snow in the Monadnock region, mixed showers and even rain showers, some spits of rain through southeastern New Hampshire. But there could be a quick pulse of some snow through southern and central areas of the state in the late evening and into the overnight hours. It's gone by Tuesday morning, but it may result in some slick travel overnight Monday and into early on Tuesday with that mix possible. It's milder with temperatures in the upper 30s, maybe even close to 40 by Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay, and there you go on that weather forecast from meteorologist Haley LaPointe. Thank you for that, Haley. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching this Saturday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Goodbye, everyone.